And we're back here today from South Carolina. We've got Andrew Berkowicz here today on the 5 Minute Bark podcast. And I'm not even sure how we got a hold of us. Maybe it was on Podcasters Paradise or something like that. But we've got Andrew here today, and I'm eager to learn more about him. We did about a 2-minute talk before we went on live, but we've got a tight schedule. Both of us are entrepreneurs, and we're trying to rock it out there today. So let's get Andrew to tell us a little bit about what he's doing and this new company he started and all about this. So Andrew, take the stage.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dennis. And I actually found you through Podcast Paradise.
All right, cool.
Found your platform. Really like the content you put out.
Oh, awesome.
So I am head of product at Tradeversity. We are an online marketplace that's exclusive to college campuses. And so you can buy, sell, or rent anything, and it's exclusive to the university community. We started out as, just kind of a platform similar to Craigslist, a mobile-first Craigslist, where you can just buy and sell. And we saw a lot of student entrepreneurs posting services. So say, grocery shopping services, laundry services. And we realized that, we can pivot towards more of a platform that will allow student entrepreneurs at universities to reach a customer base at the university. And so, we kind of populated a marketplace with just a buy and sell model. And then, then we can plug in student entrepreneurs and give them an audience to sell to.
Right.
And so that's what I'm focused on right now. And I started my own podcast last month. It's called The Global Startup Movement. And I'm interviewing entrepreneurs and investors about the startup scene in their city. So there are a lot of startup communities that are being built all around the world. And my vision with that is to really uncover what's being built. So I've done cities in Kenya, I've done European cities, Australia, North America, and it's just very interesting to see how different cultures around the world mix in with the startup and entrepreneurial mentality. And so those are the two main things I'm focused on right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So what made you get the idea of just uncovering this market that's kind of already saturated, so to speak, but I think you're niching it down just to colleges. What made you kind of say, I need to take control of this and kind of give it some organization and a kick in the butt?
Yeah, definitely. So our founder, Mike, he was a student at the University of South Carolina, and he was trying to make some spending money in his spare time, his sophomore year. And so he started selling backpacks. His dad was a salesman for JanSport. And he found that there was just there wasn't an ideal channel for a college student who was kind of entrepreneurial minded to start their company to try to sell things.
Right.
And so, he tried, posting on Facebook, he tried Craigslist, but none of it really satisfied what he was trying to do. And so the idea for Tradeversity really came out of just his need. And so he had been building it for about a year and a half, and he reached out to me. We were friends in college. I was actually a project manager at a bank up in Richmond, Virginia. And he also knew I was doing some entrepreneurial stuff on the side, and he just kind of reached out to me and said, hey, I've got this awesome product here. It's doing really well at the university. Come help me build this. And so I was like, what? I'm tired of the corporate world. I'm not happy here. So let's do it. And so I just packed up my car, quit my job, and just drove down to Columbia, South Carolina to help him build it.
So tired of the corporate America. What mainly were you tired of in the whole industry there?
Oh man,
because a lot of people are saying this, and maybe if we could help people understand what puts you over the edge, it would maybe help more people become entrepreneurials, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think deep down we're all entrepreneurs. I believe that humans are here on this world to create things,
right?
And it frustrates me that most people kind of settle for comfort. The corporate world is a very comfortable route. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, I think one of the lessons I've learned is that comfort is not synonymous with happiness. True fulfillment in life is only gonna come from pursuing, a route that you're passionate about. And so for me in the corporate world, I felt like just a tiny cog in this large system that I didn't have a lot of impact on, and I couldn't, be myself and pursue things that I wanted to.
And how old are you?
Good.
And how old are you?
So I'm only 22.
And you're already feeling this at 22 years old. I mean, you haven't even experienced corporate America yet, and you're already tired of it.
Yeah, so I only lasted, I think, five months so I was a project manager. So, I was very quickly exposed to, just the politics and all that nature that comes along with the corporate world. And I knew it wasn't for me. Yeah,
you kind of rang a bell with me, and I kind of maybe want to introduce this idea is you were saying that corporate America is like sameness, and maybe it's like a comfortable path to, it's a holding pattern for death, essentially, because you're not going to go out of the box, you're not going to go below the box, you're just going to sit in this pattern, this repeated pattern until you die, pretty much. I mean, or I don't know what people are looking for at the end of that tunnel of sameness or comfort pattern. What are they looking for? Are they going to eventually jump out of the box, or are they just going to wait until they get 65 and find out, okay, I have a lot of money, but I'm mentally disabled because I've been putting up with corporate America, or I'm sick or unhealthy because I've been sitting at a desk for 35, 40 years. I wonder what people really are looking for in that sameness comfort. I mean, of course, I'm an entrepreneur too, so I can't think in the corporate mindset in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just wondering what makes people feel so comfortable. I mean, sure, you and I both have to struggle to create our businesses, no doubt about it. But it just really intrigues me that how does that comfort serve them?
I think a large part of it comes down to fear.
Yep.
Because when you're in the corporate world, when you're getting a consistent paycheck every month, there's a lot of fear that comes along with just quitting and not knowing if it's going to work out. But I guess my comment on that is that's the point. Like, yes. The fear the process of going through that fear is what's going to make the prize. It's going to create the prize in the end.
Yes, I like that.
The reason, so, if I'm sure a lot of your listeners, anyone who is, stuck in the corporate world, you cannot have your dream until you become a person worthy of it. And the only way to become a person worthy of it is by going through the process of obtaining it. And so you're gonna always experience failures and sadness and pain along that route, and those experiences are what's gonna grow you into the person you need to be to turn that dream into a reality.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just it's an amazing journey becoming an entrepreneur. I mean, you got the ups, you got the downs, but once you get over that hill, it's like it's a whole different comfort. It's a whole different level. I mean, I host these blabs on every other Friday called Blab Fridays, and one of the guests on there had this great thing where he had the circle of life, and most people go from same to comfort, same to comfort, same to comfort. If you go over here, then you're going to start feeling vulnerable and outside the box, but then that's where the growth comes, right? You can't expand. Absolutely. You can't expand unless you go out and try something new, and then also now you got that in your arsenal of something new, and keep continuing to grow.
You're absolutely spot on. So this journey for me really started my senior year at Virginia Tech. I can't really explain it to you. I just felt deep down that this is what I was meant to do. I love software. I really, for me, that's what I'm meant to do with my life. Make software that improves people's lives, mm-hmm. and makes just the whole user experience of being alive simpler. And so my senior year, I put out my first mobile app. Worked on it for maybe 10 months of just straight grinding. And it completely flopped. It was a very big public failure. I was telling all my friends, like, oh, it's gonna get thousands of downloads. I put it out on Facebook, and I think it got maybe 15 downloads.
I've been there, done there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I learned, that experience, that failure. What I realized was, it's not about what you get out of life; it's about who you become. And so, that the learning, everything I learned from going through that failure, helped me, is helping to build me, and I'm still going through, the process, is helping to build me into the person I want to be.
It's so awesome. So awesome. So where does your company go from here? I mean, you're obviously in now, how many schools now?
So we're at 5 universities.
Getting back to your business,
So we're at 5 universities. We just launched at 4 more.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard. It's actually very hard to execute on the college marketplace idea. Any marketplace, you need buyers for the sellers, you need sellers for the buyers. So it's always, very hard to grow a marketplace. But the college market in particular, it was very tricky.
Yep.
College kids have very short attention spans, and it's very hard to get your customer acquisition costs down.
Right.
It's kind of the golden snitch for a lot of companies to reach college kids, because at that time in their life, they're of most value to some of these big brands.
Right.
And so for us, being able to capture that market and to provide that market with an exclusive marketplace where they can buy and sell, there's so much value to be given and taken from that market.
So you're offering them this specific to the university. What benefits they have over to going to Craigslist or going to all these other things out there,
right?
Nextdoor and so on and so forth.
The three main value propositions that we pitch is, one, it's safe. You're only dealing with people within the university. You need an active .edu email to be on the platform. So safety is our main feature. You could just meet up right on campus and exchange whatever. Our second one is, I'm head of product, so I'm very focused on the user experience of listing a marketplace. And so we're very focused on building out a mobile-first approach, to where, instead of the problem for me with Craigslist is that you have to take a picture of the item, you have to send that picture from your phone to the computer, then you have to upload that picture, and then type out all the descriptions.
Right.
Taking a mobile-first approach, we have a camera capture feature that's native within the app.
Yep.
And so you could post an item in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's very quick.
Yep.
And so simplicity is the second point, and then we also have the local aspect to it.
Right.
So you're a college freshman in the dorm, you're looking for a textbook, you could find a textbook right around you, in the dorms right around you. And so as opposed to eBay, you'll never have to ship anything. You can just meet up right on campus, right? You don't even have to go out of your way.
So does every college student get an edu email address when they attend college? Is that how it works? Because most people would still be using their Gmail and so on and so forth. So how does that all work?
Yeah, so the way kind of most universities have their own .edu email they give out, and a lot of universities are actually transitioning the hosting of the email service to Google. And so, like, my Virginia Tech email is actually Gmail. I just have a vt.edu email address. One of the mistakes we made was assuming that every university gives out emails. So one of the universities we were planning on launching at, we realized at the last second that they actually don't give out .edu emails to their students.
Right.
And so that was a good learning experience for us.
Certainly.
We couldn't launch there.
Right. So how do you overcome that barrier?
So again, when you're building a startup, corporations know their business model and they're executing on it consistently. Startups are really learning their business model and trying to go out there and find it.
Right.
And so that was one assumption that we had made, that every university gave out emails. And so the takeaway was we have to include that in the checklist when we launch at a university.
Yep.
That has to be one of the boxes. Okay, we can launch here.
Yep.
So that's just one example of a small mistake we made, and we're making plenty of mistakes.
Well, that's not really a mistake. It's just that you just can't harbor that school yet. And maybe you'll find an answer on how to do that. But I mean, Facebook followed the same model, right? When they started out, you had to have an EDU to do Facebook. So obviously they expanded beyond that problem as well. So I don't think a lot of people don't really realize that, but they started out with you had to have an EDU to be part of Facebook. My friend in Connecticut was one of the first Facebook members. So it was pretty cool. Well, not from working for Facebook, but he had a Facebook page. And I remember him showing me like way back when it was like just this raw thing. But yeah.
Yeah, so, really the key that I think your listeners should take away is it's okay to make mistakes.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's not okay to make the same mistake twice.
Yep.
You know, as long as you're making new mistakes, that means you're learning, it means you're growing, and it means you're getting closer to really figuring out what your business model is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's awesome. I really appreciate you saying that to them, because that's something they got to understand is, you know, I know personally that I've made a large amount of mistakes in all the businesses I've started, and some that failed and some that were successful. But that's really the kind of the beauty of it, right? Is okay, this is a massive mistake. How do I overcome it, right? How do I deal with that, and how does that work? So awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to share with the guests here today before we come in closing? Anything about their website, or where they can find out, or how maybe they can get their university to sign up, or they can ask questions to you, find you on Facebook?
Yeah, absolutely. So my Twitter handle is at the Witz Carlton. So like the Ritz Carlton, except a W instead of an R. You know, you can check out my podcast if you are interested into startups. It's a very you know, I'm kind of going for the niche of people who love travel and startups. So if you like those two things, definitely check out the podcast. It's the Global Startup Movement.
Yep.
And yeah, if you're at a university, we're currently deciding on, you know, what universities we're launching in the fall. So feel free to reach out to me. Give me your pitch of why you think we should launch at your university.
That's awesome.
And that email is andrew@tradeversity.com.
Awesome. And Andrew, what's the rollout time? How long does it take you to kind of adapt to a university? Does it take a couple months, or?
That's a good question. Though we're still doing a lot of split testing.
Okay.
And so we could, from a technical perspective, we could launch, you know, in a day.
Yeah.
From the perspective that you need sellers for the buyers and buyers for the sellers.
Yes.
It usually takes a couple weeks.
That's pretty quick.
For the marketplace to start to get populated.
Yep.
But I mean, right now, I would say, you know, within 2 to 3 weeks, the marketplace starts showing some activity. Awesome.
Well, I love what you're doing. I love that you're an entrepreneur. I love that you've got a fire in your eyes. You're very motivated. And I love that you came on and shared on the 5 Minute Bark podcast. And I appreciate you reaching out to us. And I'm sure the listeners are appreciating you as well. And we look forward to seeing great success for your company and you. Whatever directions it goes, I'm sure it'll be exciting for sure. I can see.
Thank you, Dennis. I really appreciate you having me on the show.
Oh, no problem. So today, again, everybody, we got Andrew Berkowicz here today from Travelversity, and wow, I can't wait to see what his future holds. So till next time, everybody, this is the 5 Minute Bark podcast, and we look forward to our next episode as always. Talk soon, everybody. One critical thing highly successful people do is organize their goals and write them down. Success doesn't just happen to you, it's created by you. If you are ready to create a roadmap to greater success, you may want to listen to what I'm about to say. We have developed an online success platform that offers 6 critical tools for creating and implementing your success plan. If you're ready to turbocharge your personal development and success in every area of your life, it's time for you to join Team Cody Dog by visiting CodyDog.com. That's CODIEDOG.com.